Hello and welcome back to another episode of Wild Sports. I'm your host Sean with my co-host Fu. How we doing, Fu?
Good, good.
All right, we got a new video for you, a newer style video for you. We're going to preview UGA and Alabama's game, as well as review the previous week's game from our favorite schools. Who wants to go first?
Let's start Georgia.
We can start, Jordan. Absolutely.
Let's start with the Bulldogs.
So I'll go ahead and review the previous week's game. Georgia came off a win at home against South Carolina. I got to say, through the first half, I didn't like what I saw.
Worst team since 2016 or something is, I think, the text I
Who
got.
said that?
You. Yeah, you.
Yeah. So I was a little bit heated, you know what I mean? Down 11 and a half to South Carolina. It's not a good football team, but it's not a bad football team. Their coach always has their team ready to go. Spencer Rattler looked like an absolute Heisman candidate in the first half, which was fantastic. But, Kirby got into the halftime, gave one of his historical halftime speeches. Dogs came out, started to look like that championship team again. I think Rattler only had 104 passing yards in the second half. They only totaled 129 yards in the second half altogether. So the defense really stepped up. We started running the ball much better. I think I could be wrong, but I think Kirby challenged the O-line, said, hey, let's start moving the line forward, making sure our guys don't get hit for the first couple of yards, and they'll do the job from there. Dejon Edwards looked good. Cash Jones, Cash Money, love him. He looked pretty good. And then Beck looked pretty good. He looked poised. I think he needs to improve on not always throwing to the shorter routes. There were so many plays where I saw the guy wide open down the field. And it's like all these Georgia fans are all saying, hey, why are we not calling the games like we did last year? And it's like, we are. We're calling them the exact same way. It's just Beck isn't Bennett. Bennett was taking the shots, and Beck's taking what's there, like 100% there. I think we'll see him take a few shots this week just to, get in the groove and hopefully start trusting the fact that he's got a great arm.
Yeah.
Moving into the next week, Georgia's got UAB at home. UAB,
just a tough one, toughie.
They're very good. They're 1-2. Okay.
Look, that's hometown team, baby. Hometown team supporter every year.
I hear you. UAB head coach Trent Dilfer. It's not going to do much for the team. It's just a cool name to throw out there.
Yeah.
Georgia's going to be going for the 22nd straight home win against UAB. Their quarterback is someone that has played Georgia in the past, has beaten Georgia. He wasn't the starting quarterback when they beat Georgia, but he played for Baylor the year that Baylor beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl.
Interesting.
Yes.
Zeno?
What was that?
Is that his name, Zeno?
Yeah, that's him. That is him. Let me see. Zeno. I saw his name a second ago. Now I can't find it. What I expect from the game this week, I expect to run the ball a lot. I expect play action and taking shots to Arian Smith. Love it. Even Ra Thomas, they threw a couple jump balls to him and he came down with it. He looked great. What I really want to see, though, is get your playmakers to the ball.
Yeah.
Brock, I think, had 2 touches at half.
Not acceptable.
Ra had a touch. Get these. That's one thing I loved about Monken. Monken was like, oh, I've got a guy like Brock Bowers. He's getting the first 3 carries. Not really, but he was like, I'm going to feed that guy the ball. You need to get, your playmakers the ball. Not only does it help your season, your game / your season, it also shows recruits, hey, if I'm a stud recruit, I'm going to get the ball here. I know it's like, a long way down the road, but even Noshawn Moreno was making a joke and was like, if we keep giving this wide receiver handoffs, at the goal line or even handoffs in general, we're never going to get a running back recruit ever again. He's joking because I mean Dylan Bell was a running back also in high school, but it's just kind of something funny. But I would love to see playmakers getting touches, shots down the field, and some better run blocking in this. And obviously, it's UAB, so hopefully all those happen. As well as I just want the defense to just look solid. That's
Do we see
basically.
Lad McConkey back?
Is it officially announced?
I don't know. I was curious. I didn't know if you.
I think he's still sitting. I think
Okay.
there's more than we know going on there,
Oh, really?
like injury wise, not anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think there's something else that we're not being told for sure.
Well, they might just be resting him up completely before the
That's also quite possible.
SEC schedule starts. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I agree. I'd like to see Beck. I always told you before the season I was really high on that kid. I think he's got a cannon. Um, I agree. I think they're probably teaching him the check downs. That's always the sure, safe way to go. It's his first run really at being the guy, and easing him into that maybe. But I agree. I think it's time for him to kind of start gunslinging a little bit, like I've seen him do in the past. I've seen him come in, in games a little bit later, kind of mop up duty when Stetson was there. Always very, very impressed with him. So, you know, no time better than to open it up on the UAB Blazers. Let the kids start slinging.
Yeah. I think what we should also do with these videos is maybe put a prediction out there for scores and whatnot, just to keep it nice and fun.
Okay. I can come up. I told you 42, so
You did.
that's the spread. So what's your prediction?
I think that the final score is going to be 45-6.
45-6. Okay. I'm going Georgia 52, UAB 3.
I like
50,
it. It's a
52
good
3.
start.
All right. Anything else on Georgia UAB? Are we ready to move over?
I think that's it. Yeah, because I mean
All
everything I'm
right.
reading over here is all about Trent Dilfer.
Well, we got a big one in Tuscaloosa this weekend.
That
Big
you
one.
do.
Alabama Ole Miss, 2:30 last year of CBS. Thank God. Um, the house is on fire in Tuscaloosa. Everybody's panicking, um, and we're about to find out. I think last week, kind of hitting on last week. I think I talked about it a little bit in the state of Alabama video that you know I don't put much stock in last week. I think it was a big feel out for what we have at quarterback.
Completely
Um,
agree.
Gave the other two guys a shot. Um, One guy absolutely shit the bed, for a lack of better terms. Buckner, he could have stayed in Notre Dame as far as I'm concerned. He should never see the field again. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Ty Simpson showed flashes. Young kid, I think needs to work on his pocket presence a little bit. Know when that clock's running out. But he shows signs of it. But I think, if anything, we narrowed it down. We know, Milrose the guy. He gives us the best shot. It was a frustrating game last week. They got out of there with the W, and I think figured out the quarterback situation. Defense played great. Showed, had turnovers. Sacks, pressuring, something we did not see against Texas. So hopefully that continues, because we're going to need it with Ole Miss coming into town. Ole Miss 3-0, Alabama 2-1. You know, Lane Kiffin, great offensive mind, coached with Saban for multiple years. Same kind of situation we talked about with Sark. Um, Knows what keeps Saban up at night, probably.
without a doubt.
I'm wondering if we'll get your popcorn ready again comment like he did a couple years ago before he got beat by like 4 touchdowns. But look, Jackson Dart, stud quarterback, Ole Miss, playing really really well this year.
Yes, it is. I mean, granted, they've played Mercer, Tulane, and Georgia Tech,
Yeah,
but they're doing what they should offensively against those teams.
that's right. And what is it? Quinshaw Jenkins is Junkins, however you say his last name, the running back.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know how to say his name either.
he's a really good. I mean, he's a stud. I know he was out last week, so I don't know if injury is going to come into play. I'd imagine he was sitting out to get ready for this week. A lot of talk. Ole Miss talking. They've had this one circled on the schedule, and they want to come in and win.
I mean, they should have
Um,
it on the schedule.
yeah,
Circle.
they see us. They see we're bleeding, and I think they're trying to go for the kill shot. I know Kiffin would love nothing more than to do that. That's just his mentality. I love it, but you know, we're just going to see what kind of team we got. Like you said, our backs are against the wall now. We've got our quarterback that we're going with. There's no more questions on that. Let's see if we can put together a game. We've shown signs of a stud defense playing really well, and then we give up 21 points against Texas in the fourth quarter. So like we got to find that consistency in the pass rush game. Um, you got to get good pass rush on Jackson Dart. You got to keep contained on him. He's got feet. He can
He
run.
does. He's
Um,
our leading rusher since Judkins sat out last week.
yeah. So I'm not. I don't think. I mean, I know they have Watkins who's kind of been leading their way, but no, crazy studs yet that we've seen out of Ole Miss out of the wide receivers. They've had a tally here of some really good wide receivers coming out of there the last couple of years.
Yes,
Um,
they have.
but you know, I think the keys to this game is obviously going to be us not turning the ball over, letting Milrow get into a rhythm, and not allowing Jackson Dart to have one of those Heisman days that we sometimes allow these quarterbacks to have. Got to get the pass rush, and our offensive line's got to protect. I think that's a key. You know, Milrow. If Milrow wouldn't have been in that game against Texas, I think we would have had about 20 sacks. Um, he had to avoid so many. So I think we got to start seeing some pass protecting. You've got a quarterback back there that is not Bryce Young, that's not Tua, that can't make these decisions like they used to. Um, Super good with his feet, but I think he can throw the ball pretty well. I'm not big on his. I don't think he reads a defense very great. I think he can be a one look and throw guy sometimes. I think I've seen some progression of him getting better with that. But it got him in trouble against Texas. But I think he was under so much pressure that he was kind of forcing it out. So we're gonna see. I think it'll be a rowdy crowd in Tuscaloosa.
Needs to be.
It's gonna need to be.
That's a big part of the game, in my opinion, is the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd's gonna have to bring it. And I think those phases, and we've got to eliminate penalties. I think we did it again against Texas. I think we almost had 100 yards in penalties against Texas. We did the same thing last year, but the only
Hard
difference is we had Bryce Young at quarterback to bail us out of that one. So you've got to eliminate the penalties. But I think it's going to be a tight one. Prediction.
line, according to ESPN and Caesars Sportsbook, is 6.5 favored for Bama.
6.5 favorite. Okay. I'm going to go. I think it's going to be another tight one. I say 24-21 Bama.
My score prediction is going to be 31-26 in favor of the home team.
Oh, I thought you might throw throw a little hook on me there.
I feel like they've allowed 350 yards a game. Ole Miss has, um,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
teams they've played are
not to
garbage.
mention they have old Pete Golding. I might need to change my prediction because they have Pete Golding, our old defensive coordinator. I totally forgot about that. So this defense should be Swiss cheese, um, because he's a terrible coordinator. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
stick
think
with
I think I,
26.
I think it's going to be a tight one. I really do. I would love to see Alabama finally, actually step up and maybe lay the hammer down on somebody and shut everyone up. I'm tired of hearing Feinbaum and everybody else.
So
Greg
he's got
McElroy, all of them, including just trashing us. But like I
all like
said, I mean, I understand it. Like I said, I talk about it. It's been a long run. I think there's some people that are ready to see the dynasty fall, um, and the team go down. But
so
don't care.
we both got Ole Miss covering.
Yes,
I have UAB covering.
I do not.
You did not. I mean, it's gonna be a good weekend. I'm really. What time? 3:30. God, that really is the 3:30 game.
CBS.
Uh,
God, I'm ready for it to
last
be
year,
over.
maybe the last year. Uh,
Although ABC was terrible last week, Robert Griffin, good gracious.
yeah. Hopefully, they get someone else to call the games.
Hopefully we don't
Did
have.
he like shoot his shot and trying to get the Jets to sign him or something?
Yeah, he said they didn't bring him in because he makes too much noise. He would bring a distraction. But
I'm pretty sure that's why Kaepernick's not getting signed, not him.
yeah, well,
But
he's a distraction as a commentator too.
appreciate y'all stopping in. Let us know what you think. Georgia covering. What's y'all's score predictions? Is Bama covering? Is Bama losing? Is Georgia losing? If there was a better team, I'd at least not nodded no. But anyway, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all checking us out. See y'all next time.